Hello, welcome along to A Little Bit Extra. My name is Sharon and this is your escape from the shit show that is planet Earth. And we're going to get to the bottom of so many big things in pop culture this week because, especially with this run over Christmas, ain't nobody got time to be doom scrolling what's happening in pop culture, so it's all right here in one place just for you. We're going to go into our person of the week of pop culture right now. Now, there is always celebrity breakups, and they always release these boring-ass statements about why they've divorced. Every now and then you get one that's a little bit fruity. I'm looking at you, Gwyneth and Chris, with your conscious uncoupling. But we got one on the weekend from Amy Schumer and her husband. And I'm going to read you the statement because I think that this could be the best celebrity divorce statement that has ever been released. And that is why Amy Schumer is my person of the week of pop culture this week. This is what Amy had to say when she announced her divorce from her husband, Chris. Blah, 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 blah. Chris and I have made the difficult decision to end our marriage after 7 years. We love each other very much and will continue to focus on raising our son. We would appreciate everyone respecting our privacy at this time. Blah, 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 blah. Not because I dropped some pounds and I thought that I could bag a sweet basket. And no, it's not because he's got a hot-ass beard. And not because he's an award-winning chef who can still pull some hot tail. Amicable, love, and respect, family forever. I love that so much because people were already going to be like, oh yeah, it's because Amy Schumer got skinny and hot, so she's moving on to find somebody better, blah, blah, blah. And she has just shut down those rumors straight out of the gate. So Amy Schumer, queen, a masterclass in the comedic divorce statement. And we love you for it. Another huge moment in pop culture over the weekend was Taylor Swift dropped the first 2 episodes of her docuseries, which is available on Disney+. I watched the first 2 episodes. I loved the first one. The second one, it did feel a little bit slow in some places, but there were so many things that we need to talk about, and so there was one person that I needed to get on to break it all down, and that is the wonderful broadcaster that is Steph Monks. Oh! She's here. Steph, there's so much to break down with this Taylor Swift docuseries. First of all, had to reactivate my Disney Plus membership. And second of all, what did you think?
Okay, well, you should have already had Disney Plus because that's the only streaming service that has The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay,
so,
my bad.
Okay, Taylor Swift. I wish they gave us all of the episodes. I'm kind of mad that there was only 2. But I loved it. I did honestly, truly love seeing the ins and outs of the Eras tour and all of like the behind the scenes and the costumes and the relationships between her and her team and her dancers and her choreographer and her boyfriend.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I hope that one of the episodes has like, this is how we have sex. Don't you think?
That'll be
the best.
Bonus episode 9? How many episodes are there?
I don't know.
6 maybe?
There doesn't feel like there's enough episodes, but I agree with you. It should have all just been dropped at one time.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting. The scene that I can't stop thinking about, 2 of them, is when she jumps off stage. She's just done the London show. She was like, after that horrific kind of
terrorist plot,
exactly, in Belgium. She has just finished on stage, cloud 9, everything went smoothly. And the first thing she does is she gets off stage, she hugs her dad/manager, don't know, but then she hops in the car and the first thing is she gets handed her phone and she calls Travis and they have a little conversation. He's like, how'd you go, baby? She's like, baby, I love you, baby. It was so good, baby. And it's just nice to be a fly on the wall.
It was also funny because I was thinking at that time, how many years into their relationship do you think it'll be when he's like, oh, babe, it's the middle of the night here. But so calling me.
He knows. He knows how good he has it with her. He knows that she is so special. She's number one. He gets it. He knows. He'll never disrespect our Taylor.
It's interesting too because like I felt like the first episode was so strong. The second episode it wasn't as like I skipped a lot more in the second episode. I was like boring.
The parts that I am happy if our listeners and viewers right now skip the fan scenes.
Oh no, Swifties! The Swifties are coming. You know what? I'm going to put this on the internet.
The fans say, like, we get it. And we were there. We went to the Melbourne Eras tour and everyone's got their friendship bracelets and everyone's on, like, so ecstatic. So the joy in the air is something to behold. Like, it was unreal. Like, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But you see one shot of someone having fun in the crowd and stuff and crying and losing the plot. You've seen them all. So just stop showing us the fans. We don't need to see the fans. And I get it. The fans want to see themselves on Taylor Swift's documentary. But the rest of us don't care. We honestly, truly, we don't need to see all of the fans and the costumes and stuff. show us more Taylor.
Do you know what? At first, I was like, oh, and I think that's why I didn't like the second episode as much, as because there was so much that where I was like, skip.
Yeah.
And then you get in there. But I really loved seeing also just all of her cool track pants. She had so many cool track pants. And I was like, if I wore those track pants, I'd look stupid, but she looks cool and I want to know where they're from.
You're so observant. I never notice what people are wearing.
Oh.
What was she wearing?
They were like a 3/4 track pant, but they looked so flattering and so cool. Also, her Pilates routine when she was getting tour ready, and she's doing like a what is it called? Like a 3-point something, and she's got the weights and she's doing. I was like, girl, drop that leg routine now.
Her booty looked good. Her booty looked like
her whole body.
It was insane.
Oh,
it was insane.
I don't want to focus on it, but girl, you put it in there. Give us the leg routine now.
I did love her style during one of the scenes. She looked super 90s. I think they were choreographing with Florence Welch.
Oh,
that whole situation, and she comes in with her sunglasses and her little top and I was like, oh, what? Sometimes Taylor Swift's style is so on point and sometimes it's so bad. It's really kind of, you never know what you're getting with Taylor.
There was also a bit that I really enjoyed is like, obviously she just met the families who were victims and survivors of the terrorist attack, and where some of her fans were at like a Taylor Swift dance party and some people got stabbed and stuff. There'd also been a massive terrorist plot for her in a different country, and she was so upset and she was crying, and then she was like, okay, I got to suck it up and I got to go and sing on stage. And that was really similar to like when we saw the Katy Perry movie and she was getting her makeup done crying because she was getting divorced from Russell Brand. And I think it is like a reminder, and I mean on a very small scale it happens with like our jobs, is that you can be in the songs crying and arguing and then the next minute you're on air and you're like, what's up best friend? Hello.
Yeah. I made the mistake one time of so some people like to text into radio stations when they don't have the most positive feedback.
Oh God.
And I made the mistake of calling this guy back and like, expecting him to be like, oh, sorry, or something.
1 in 100 will double down.
So he sends this really mean text and I call him back, and then he just lays into me about how like all this evil stuff, and then I like hang up on him and I'm like bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, you're on the radio. Like, you do just have to forget about that stuff. And you're right, her situation is 1,000 times more crazy than that. What I found really interesting was her sense of that she does have to have it all together when she's meeting the families and stuff, which really shocked me. I thought she'd let her emotions out in front of
But then
people.
that she didn't want them to feel bad that she was upset and worry about her.
Yeah. I thought that was a really interesting, but I guess, who knows? Everyone deals with grief and all that in different ways. But what I loved about the documentary, can you imagine working for Taylor Swift?
Oh my God. She seems so lovely to work for. And it's such a well-oiled machine. Yeah. And do you know what I noticed as well? She says thank you to everybody. She has superb manners. Like, say what you want about Taylor Swift, but she knows her manners.
Do you reckon that would get annoying after? So there's this scene where all of the dancers are on the stage.
I know exactly what you're going to talk about. I know.
And she's meeting all the dancers for the first time. She walks in and she's like ecstatic, so happy to be there. And then she goes up to the first dancer. Hi. What? Sharon, you say Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
No shit,
Taylor.
Sherlock.
Yeah,
no
cool.
shit.
Hi, I'm Taylor. And she introduces herself as Taylor, like to 30 different people. It's like, dude.
They all know it's you. I get what it is because it's like a humanizing thing. And like when we see celebrities do that, we're like, oh my God, they're so humble. But when you're in a group of 30 people and they are being paid to be there to work for you, you don't have to go in and be like, hi, I'm Taylor. Hi, I'm Taylor. Like, it was cute the first time. Be like, hey guys, I'm Taylor. What's your name?
Yes,
and then go around the circle is probably easier. But I get she was just trying to have good manners.
Yeah.
But all in all, I loved the docuseries. I hate that we have to wait for more episodes, but she's the queen of the teas.
I need to know how to sign up to be her tour bus driver, because they all got $100,000 in bonuses, and I've done some real sleuthing, and I reckon everyone on the tour got a bonus, right?
She gave out $197 million.
Yeah, because the tour grossed way more than she was expecting, so she was like, I'm going to share it around. Dream boss. What kind of boss does this? So I would like to, I think we need to sign ourselves into like hip hop dance lessons and become a backup dancer, because I reckon I can lip read pretty good, even through a blur.
Well, anyone with TikTok can lip read,
True.
Steph.
Yeah, that's true. $750,000 in bonuses.
Well, that's the rumour for the dancers.
Yeah, for the dancers. So I feel like we need to sign up to dance lessons and get on this tour.
Yes.
Or become a truck driver, which might be easier.
You know, and as someone that's turning 40 in a couple of weeks, I don't think it's too late for me to have a career change and start, you know, learning how to dance. I mean, I could do the Taylor Swift dancing.
Yeah, she
They
does
look pretty
point a
good,
lot. She
right?
does this
That's the
a lot.
pointing, like,
Yeah. Well, you could be Taylor.
Oh my God.
You could be Sharon Casey Eras Tour.
That would be my dream for just one day.
Yeah.
To be we talk about this every time we go to a pop show, though. Is that every time we go to a pop show, just for one day, we want to be that person and do the show.
Like, seriously, can you imagine being in a stadium of 70,000 people, 100,000 people, and everyone clapping for you?
That would just be the most amazing
It
feeling.
would just be incredible.
And then you're like, hey, and they're all like, wow.
And they're like, oh, are we at the wrong show?
Oh, that sounded good. Tell me that it sounded good. But no, I thought the docuseries was extremely well done. It was well shot. It was a great insight. And I can't wait to see more. But I feel like she is going to hold all the Travis stuff to the last episodes.
I think so. Because we're going to see him as one of the backup dancers.
I did think that she was going to cover the fact that she was going through 2 breakups during this tour.
I wanted to see that as well. But she doesn't pick up. The documentary is after we saw her. It's when she gets to Europe. So all that Maddie Healy and Joe Alwyn stuff happened way at the start. Yeah, that's what I was wanting. That's what
I wonder if we'll get to see, though, when Torture Poet Department has dropped and there's all the speculation about, and then like Maddie's mum reacting and things like that.
Something tells me I don't think we're going to see her side of the story.
Do you know what? And I stand by this. Put this on the goddamn internet because one day we will find out it's true. I think that Taylor Swift has never talked shit about Joe Alwyn because they have an NDA that stops him from talking about her and her from talking about him. She can talk about him in music, but nothing too personal. And he can talk about her, but nothing too personal if it's artistic. I don't think that she is allowed and he is allowed because they have agreed via NDA to never ever let it be known.
I don't think that. I
really think
she
so.
doesn't talk about her exes though, if you really think about it.
But think about Joe Jonas and the 7-second phone call back in the day.
But she was young. But she doesn't talk about the exes.
I just really think because you get a little, but you don't actually get the full tea. Like we're not getting Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine. We're not getting Lily Allen's West End Girl about the breakup. We're getting little bits that aren't too incriminating, whereas the bits we got about Maddie Healy were damaging. So that's why I think with Joe Alwyn, they had a respectful breakup and they have an NDA to stop them from talking about each other, to protect each other and protect themselves.
Maybe.
Because imagine like if he went out and was like, this is what Taylor Swift was like all the time. Like imagine the memoir he could write.
Imagine him watching the Eras Tour documentary series and seeing him with or her on the phone with Travis.
The worst. The worst.
Imagine your ex so succeeding in life and you're just left there being like, bye.
But there's also so many people that are Team Joe still to this day that are like protect Joe Alwyn at all costs.
Why?
I don't know because he's like a.
But he didn't treat her well. He didn't let her be her authentic self and be like out there and outgoing and the pop star and the diva that she deserves to be. He kept her hidden. He kept her in her shell. Taylor Swift does not go in a shell.
The other thing is that she's so good at being secretive that people have for a long time wanted to know what makeup, especially her eyeliner, like makeup products and stuff she uses. And even when they were doing her hairspray, you couldn't see the brand on it. The only thing you could see was the bath products, but they were kind of blurred. But the makeup artist and a lot of Swifties were talking about this on TikTok, was talking about how even the makeup artist is never going to let us know she only used Q-tips or brushes on camera, so you couldn't see what she uses. I'm like, babe, be like Dita Von Teese, who told us straight out, this is the liquid eyeliner to use.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, Dita Von Teese told me that in an interview, Steph, and it has changed my mind.
I listened. It was a great episode.
Charlotte Tilbury feline flick, in case you missed it.
Don't you think Taylor Swift, imagine Taylor, okay, so I know that she doesn't need to do this, but imagine if she just brought out a red lipstick line.
Oh!
Like, how has she not done that?
I don't know.
She's known for it.
She's done perfumes.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she do a soiree into that? She also, I guess she doesn't need to. Well, this has been the Taylor Swift debrief that I was needing, and I hope that you were needing it as well. Steph Monks, thank you so much for coming in.
Before you wrap me up, let me say this.
Okay.
Sharon,
Yes.
This podcast rocks. You're doing an incredible job with it. And everyone listening right now agrees with me. And on behalf of all your fans, we want you to keep up the mahi. Bring on 2026. We love these episodes. We love listening to you. We love everything that you're doing here. And you're an incredible person to thank you for inviting us into your lives.
Oh my God.
It's lovely being your friend in real life, but also your friend through the airwaves with everyone else. It's a beautiful little community.
So freaking lovely. Well, I could say the same thing about you, Steph. And of course, you're wrapping up an incredible career at The Edge this week. I'm going to miss hearing you because you are one of my favourite broadcasters of all time.
Well, luckily, you can hear me on the voice notes, which
On
we've
More
been.
FM.
Oh yeah, on there too.
Can't wait to listen to More FM next year so I can listen to me some Steph Monksy. But honestly, you have had such an incredible career. You should be so proud of it. You are so fun and kind and easy to work with, and to have you on the podcast is an absolute joy. So thank you. Oh my God, let's hug. Let's hug
Can
before the music comes in.
Let's
Scissor.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say.
All right, get in the footwell.
Press our tits and up against
No,
the bar.
okay, we're going to touch tits. I can't believe I got this far without debriefing my weekend. So I went to Lady Gaga in Sydney on Saturday night with my friend Stacey, and it was phenomenal. I don't know what it is about Sydney and like the way that you throw events, but you turn up and there's this big like outdoor area that had this DJ that every single song he played was a banger. There was drinks, there was pizza, there were kids, there were adults, incredible costumes, and you can see some of my favorite ones on the A Little Bit Extra Instagram. And once you like got in there, it was just such a vibe. And when Lady Gaga finally came on stage, she delivered. It was 3 hours of a pop masterclass, and her voice was just unreal. I've got to say that my favorite moment definitely was, and there's so many that you can choose from, because between Lady Gaga and the choreography that Paris Goebel has done, I loved every second of it. But I just loved so much the like encore when she goes under the stage for How Bad Do You Want Me, takes off all of her makeup and just comes on stage and is just fully Stephanie. She is just so beautiful. She was so vulnerable. She just sang. She was like hanging out with fans and signing stuff, and it was just brilliant, and I loved it so much. If you didn't get a chance to go, you can actually look up her Coachella performance on YouTube, and it's pretty much the same as what the tour show is. But my favorite thing about it, and I don't know if this is like a post-Eras tour or a post-COVID, but I feel like the vibes at concerts now are just so happy and fun, and everybody's just on the same vibe, and no one's being dicks, and it's just a really, really good time. Even on the second night of the show, I wasn't there, but it was raining. It was supposed to rain the first night, but it ended up raining the second night. So the stage was quite slippery, and the dancers are doing really intricate routines. Like the choreography Paris has done is unmatched. It was bonkers in the best way. And one of the dancers for Lady Gaga, his name's Michael, he was coming out to do one of his moves, and he just slid right off the front of the stage, took out one of the lights or the amps with him, and fell off the stage. And the show actually had to stop. Lady Gaga stopped the show to talk to him, to check that he was okay, to thank him, and just to make sure that he had what he needed with like the medics and stuff like that. And then they continued the show, starting that whole section of it again without Michael. But the way that the dancers and stuff can just adapt like that, and that Lady Gaga was like, hang on a second, comes out of character to look after him. He couldn't get back on the stage because he was injured, but I just hope that he's feeling so much better, because the dancers were delivering. Like they just served number after number after number. And if you haven't seen the video of Michael doing it, you need to go and watch this podcast on YouTube or on Spotify, and then you would see the wonderful, wonderful video of how someone can fall so glamorously. Why are performers so good at falling glamorously? When I fall down, I look ridiculous. I look like a giraffe that can't like find anything. I'm just like all over the place. Whereas dancers can do like the most uncoordinated fall, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, what? Did I fall down? My bad. Whereas I'm just like clawing on for dear life, like trying to get back up and look good. Like the time that Beyonce got her hair caught in a fan, and she's like, hey, I can see your halo. Someone get my hair. I can see your halo. I would have been screaming. I would have been like, I can be a halo! I can be a halo! I'm gonna lose my whole hair. I felt like Beyonce in that moment probably would have just cut her whole hair off to finish Halo. It was nuts. But Michael, get well soon. You're amazing. And to be honest, never thought I'd say this, but someone else that is amazing, and he is one of my favorite people of the year, 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the ultimate troll. And there's obviously things from 50 Cent's past that people could be calling out. And yes, Ja Rule, we see you trying to bring them all up. But the way that he obtained this footage to make the Diddy documentary is, my God, I don't even have the words for it. Now, I finished this docuseries last week, and there is no way you can watch that and see so many different people from Diddy's life, people that were so close to him from childhood to relationship all the way through, and not think that he is a terrible person. I hope he absolutely rots in jail over the next 50 months and people don't just think that he's hard done by and stuff like that. Some of the things that he's been accused of, even looking back now and knowing that Biggie's family hate him, and seeing how he treated Biggie and made Biggie pay for his own funeral, and seeing how the conspiracies that he maybe was involved in the death of Tupac and Biggie was alarming. That man has got so much to answer for, and he should be counting his freaking blessings that he only got 50 months in prison for what he has done. Now, the thing that's interesting is I have actually reached out to a bunch of people that were in this documentary, trying to get them on, trying to get it, to talk to them a wee bit more. And I managed to get through to a couple of them, and there must be such a high demand for the people that were in this documentary that it was going to cost me 450 New Zealand dollars to get 15 minutes with one of the stars of the documentary. $450? Are you joking? I'm currently trying to find a new sponsor. I do not have $450 and I can pay to interview somebody? Come on! Somebody just throw a bone to a small growing pop culture podcast in New Zealand. But it was buzzy that these people are now making money off this documentary, and you gotta give it to them. You're like, okay, I wish you weren't charging me, but I can see why you are, and make that paper. But the guy that was actually originally filming the Diddy behind the scenes footage, which ended up in 50 Cent's documentary, he has come out because he is furious that this footage was given to 50 Cent, and he has released a statement saying the footage in question was not released by me or anybody authorized to handle Sean Combs' materials. It was released by a third party who covered for me for 3 days while I was out of state. This incident has nothing to do with any fee dispute or contract issue, which is what the rumor was that they didn't get paid by Diddy and there was a contract issue and stuff like that, so they handed and they sold the footage to the highest bidder. That's not the case. What had happened was somebody that came in to fill in for 3 days, he ended up selling the footage that he got, and it just turns out that guy, he got the goods. He got the good stuff, and he is rich now. But this guy is definitely trying to clear his name so that he doesn't get sued by Diddy and all of his team. But the press tour that 50 Cent has been on brings me so much joy, because 50 Cent is just loving it. He's like, what are you going to do? Diddy sent him a bouquet of funeral flowers, and he thought that was hilarious. He's sitting there with other people scared of what's going to come out about them. And while he was sitting down with Us Weekly, he talked about how even though Cassie, who was Diddy's ex-girlfriend for a very long time, features in the docuseries as a person that is spoken about, she doesn't personally appear. But 50 Cent has shared that he did actually have a lot of conversations with Cassie, and even with her husband.
Yeah, because I had communications with her, to understand it, what's going on. And even though she's not in the docuseries, it was important I spoke to her to understand how things transpired. The husband, I spoke to him away from her, separate individual communications, and see, things kind of match up. When people say things, I go, oh, okay, I hear what you said, but if you hear things multiple times from people, different people, it kind of rings true to you.
And because he is such a little smartass, 50 Cent couldn't resist a dig at Diddy while he was in there, knowing that it would cut Diddy straight to the bone.
He got old real fast. His hair was jet black. like mine. And the next day, he was like a full. All I saw from was the raccoon pictures from the courtroom. When they drew him, it was looked like a raccoon. That's it. Like I was like, when did this happen?
Honestly, I just never want to be on the bad side of 50 Cent. And I love all of the memes where people were like, oh, I don't hold grudges, but me in 2026 is like a picture of 50 Cent. Like, that is like the guy you do not ever want to mess with. 50 Cent, you have done God's work here. And I just cannot wait to see what else you've got, because he reckons he's got footage that we haven't seen yet. Wild. This is the fascinating thing about New Zealand musicians, is that people think as soon as you've got some music out there, you're massive, you're rich, you don't have to do anything ever again. But right now, we are joined by Cara Rhodes, who is working in her lawyer office right now.
I am. I mean, I wish I could just release music and be rich. But actually, we basically get very poor to make music here in New Zealand.
It's so crazy. So how are you balancing everything? You've released a new album, you're working as a lawyer, and then you've got kids and stuff as well. How are you doing it?
I mean, the tightrope is very, very, very tight. I think I'm like just balancing. Like it can go either way. I could fall off any moment. But no, it's great. Work's being supportive, family are supportive. I think if you've got the right team, it's still a balancing act, but we're doing it.
Oh, and it's so cool. So your new album is out, and I love that that's so exciting for you to say that you have an album out. But you've got so many beautiful and important messages in this album. Can you tell everybody about it?
I mean, I like to think that I sort of write music that touches on subjects that people don't like to touch on. So it's about, there's topics of domestic violence, which I know a lot of people might have suffered or gone through. It speaks about home and missing home. I live on the opposite side of the world from my home. It speaks about family issues, about all my family and the stuff they've gone through. So a lot of like just that mental health. So I've tried to touch on subjects, but not make it fun, but make it something you can still sing along to and hopefully not feel too depressed listening to.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Like when you touch on these topics, you don't want to just release an album of just like sad, depressing songs, but being able to weave in mental health in such a creative way, it's very clever. You should be very proud. So the country scene down in Canterbury, like South Canterbury or Otago, it's like growing so rapidly. You know, we've got Kaylee Bella's putting Waimate on the map, and it's amazing. So what do you think it is about down there that country music is really connecting with?
I just think, I mean, down south, there's just that whole country atmosphere. Like, there's so much. Everybody loves the cowboy boots. I mean, I was performing at the A&P show recently, but the amount of cowboy boots that I saw out there, and I think they just love that feeling. Like, I think it's just very close to that. Maybe not as cool. Well, you know what? We're cooler. We're cooler than Nashville, but
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely cooler. But we're more homely, and I think we like stories and we like the sounds that the country music brings. But no, there's a lot of us. We've got a lot of country artists down here and representing down here.
Oh, it's so awesome. Well, if people want to keep up with what you're up to, what is the best way to support you and get amongst the album?
So, I mean, my music is, if you just search my name, hopefully it'll be on here, but Cara Rhodes, and then you can find it honestly anywhere. We've got lots of, the media have been amazing, so listening to you, that they can keep up with me.
Yes.
And just, I think just Instagram is what I use the most. You'll see a lot of stories. A lot of time I will upload a song that I've written that day. And then you might even be like, oh, wait, that song's now in the album. So you might see the real bare bones of it and then get to hear the finished results. So just Bandcamp as well for any artists. I have the album there. Anytime it's bought or downloaded, all money of that goes to charity. So, yeah, so that's for a domestic violence charity as well called Shine. So if you buy the album, it all goes to charity. So it's just a really good way of just supporting. You support me, I support back. It's just a full circle.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to put the links in the show notes today so that people can follow up and go through and support you. But have a great day at work. I hope I haven't taken up one of your breaks.
No, well, actually you have cheese and crackers I've missed out on, but it's okay.
Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. And if you don't already follow us on social media, then come join us on Instagram or TikTok. We would love to see you. And just as a secret, we have a secret close personal friends group on Instagram where I put some behind the scenes stuffs in there, so go and join it. But I will be back on Thursday looking at the biggest pop culture moments of 2025 with the best person to do that with, comedian Chris Parker. So I'll catch you back on Thursday. Until then, stay safe. Bye.